Welcome from beautiful Iowa City, Iowa, week 2 of the high school football season. We have a pair of teams looking for win number 1 tonight. It's the first road game for the Muscatine Muskies on the year as they travel to face Iowa City West tonight. Muskies, of course, tough one in week 1. A good start to the game. Bad finish. Lost that one 41-0 to Lindmar. Also lost their starting quarterback, Landon Patty. Left the game late in the first quarter with a head injury. They put him through concussion protocol. Doctors still have not cleared him to come back onto the field, hoping for week 3, but they're going to be very careful with that, as they should. So quarterback duties tonight handed over to the junior Sawyer Zeck. Zeck finished the game last week, also played a little quarterback last year. So no stranger to quarterback, but that makes a tough situation tonight a bit tougher. Want to welcome everyone in. I'm Roland to Discover Muscatine Sports Network, and thanks for tuning in tonight to the Muscatine Power and Water pregame show this evening. Now, Iowa City West also lost their opener last Thursday night to Cedar Rapids Kennedy, 28-19. Kennedy, one of the top 10 rated teams in the state of Iowa. Last year, these two teams met up, and Iowa City West took that one as well, as we hear the walk-in music of the New York Mets closer right now, a little Timmy trumpet playing. You got to love that tune. You got to love that walk-in music as the home team about to take the field as we're gearing up toward this evening. So the year didn't quite go the way that Muscatine won it. They lost that game. In fact, they've lost the previous 5 games to Iowa City West. This is a very different West-looking team, though, this year. Gone is Mason Applegate, and the Muscatine fans will be happy for that. Applegate rushed for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns in last year's game between the Muskies and Trojans. Now, while the running game was not good, freshman last year, Jack Wallace, sophomore season, not the same guy. 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions last year. Wallace was just 190 pounds. He's 215 pounds this year. Put on 25 pounds in the offseason, went to about 4 different camps. Iowa State, Notre Dame's football camp, as well as Nebraska's football camp, has a lot more confidence. And, boy, that showed in week number 1. Now, the other guy you're going to hear a lot of tonight on the visiting side of things is Christian Janis. Janis, the wide receiver, and perhaps one of the best wide receivers in eastern Iowa, missed last year's game. In fact, missed most of last year. He broke his collarbone in week 1 last year, so had to sit on the sidelines. And, boy, he is hungry to be back on the field. And last week, check out this stats. 5 receptions, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns for Christian Janis. So Iowa City West, a team that likes to throw the ball around, and Muscatine did a pretty good job last week of stopping the run, not so much the pass. So that's something that is going to have to be improved on tonight for the Muskies to hang in here and have a chance to win this ball game. Both teams now out on the field as we get closer to a kickoff tonight on the Muscatine Power and Water pregame show on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Glad you could join us on the many channels available for you to see us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, PCTV, MPW Cable, Channel 3, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Good crowd on hand tonight. We were talking about the weather today. Got up to about 85, 86, but there's a nice breeze tonight. The sun is setting, and the lights are taking full effect. Just a beautiful night for football. And there's a buzz in this city. This is a great night in Iowa City. Tomorrow, the kickoff of the college football season for the Iowa Hawkeyes. So came in today along Melrose Avenue, just the stadium, just about 2.5 miles away from Kinnick Stadium. And already the tailgating being set up, parking lot attendance already on hand. Everyone gearing up here in Iowa City. A little appetizer tonight of the high school variety between the Muskies and the Trojans. Officials are ready for game time, and the Muskies are taking the field right now as well as we are gearing up for kickoff this evening in week 2 of the high school football season. Looks like the Trojans will kick off here to start. The Muskies will be going right to left on your screen. Boy, some good special teams would help out the cause tonight as well. Paul Henry back there to return along with Braden Lane. Look like they can break one off here and get the Muskies off in some good starting field position this evening. Adam Salem, just a freshman, will be handling the kickoff duties for the West Trojans. 4 kicks last week, one of them a touchback. There was an onside kick in the Muskie game, if you recall. Muskies lost it, kind of fell asleep on a quick kick. Everyone's paying attention tonight, though, and we are ready for football. Salem tees it up, approaches, and we are underway. A short kick will bounce at about the 15, taken there by Henry. Henry falls forward for about 3 or 4 yards, and that's where the Muskies will start off tonight, just across the 20-yard line. Busy night of football around the state of Iowa. We'll try to keep our awesome point on tonight. Davenport North playing Davenport West over at Brady Street Stadium. Bettendorf hosting Cedar Rapids Kennedy. That should be a good game. Sawyer Zek starts for the first time in his career, turns around and hands off to Ty Kozad. Kozad running tough up the middle and picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards on first down. This Muskie team only threw the ball 3 times in week 1. Those were not official because so really only one official pass on the board last week. For maybe need to balance it up a little bit more tonight. Here's Zach on 2nd down 5. He'll turn, hand off to Kozad. Kozad right between the tackles again. Not much there. Up to the 30-yard line, and it's a 3rd down situation for the Muskies on their first drive of the night. Call it 3rd down and 3 for Muscatine. Zach checks out his left wrist with all the plays on it. Let's see what they have dialed up here on the first 3rd down situation. Abrams splits off to the left. The handoff is to Kozad. Kozad fighting for yardage near the first down mark. Officials, I think they got it. They're going to move the chain. So Kozad doing all the work here early, and 3 plays equals a first down for Muscatine. Diamond Kyrie now into the ball game for Muscatine. Cray brings in the plays. He'll rotate all night long along with Daniel Adams. Here's the handoff. And looking for a hole along the right side. Not much there for the Muskies. A 2nd down and long upcoming. As that's Braden Lane's first carry of the night. We'll give him a yard, and that brings up 2nd and 9 for Muscatine. Well, when will Coach Hawkins decide to put the ball up in the air tonight? Sawyer Zek throwing an interception on his only official pass last week. 2nd and 9, and here's a handoff around the left end. Has some room if he can turn the corner and gets to the 40 and out of bounds. Luke Hardy picking up some nice yardage will set up a 3rd down and short situation for the Muskies. Call it 3rd down and 2. The ball just outside the 40-yard line. Introduce you to the big guys up front. Zach Stoltzfus, Xander Dayton, Cameron Evans, Evan Frankie and Hunter Johnson doing the work today. The yeoman's work on the line. Here's the snap to give us to Kozad. Kozad fighting for the first down and more. Kept his legs turning and moving the chains again. Ty Kozad. And the Muskies are near midfield on their first drive of the night. Call it 6 yards for Kozad. Kozad going over the 100 mark last week. A lot of that thing in the second quarter. He had a 53-yard scamper. Finished the night just over 100 yards, 101 on 16 carries last week. Looks like an unbalanced front coming up. The linemen all over the place. Now they do split off in a normal formation. Some movement up front, no flag. Here's Lane trying to find the corner, and boy, that just looked sloppy from the start. A lot of miscommunication. Linemen weren't sure where they were going, and big loss right there on that play for the Muskies. 8:24 to go, first quarter, first drive of the night. I'm Roland Glenbine. This is the Discover Muscatine Sports Network, week 2 of the high school football season. You're just joining us, the Muskies going with backup quarterback Sawyer Zeck tonight. Batty out in concussion. Here's the snap to give is to Hardy, trying for the jet sweep. Turns the corner and picks up a couple of yards. Not quite back to the original line. A third down and long situation coming up for Muscatine. Perhaps the first pass of the night right here for the Muskies. Adams into the game, brings the play. Adams will split off to the short side of the field. Ball on the right hash. Sawyer Zeck under center. Zeck snaps, gives off to Kozad, and defense is waiting for that one. Well, if you can't throw the ball, the defense can just sit back on the run, and that's what they did. So a couple of first downs, but not quite into Trojan territory. Muskies will have to punt it away for the first time tonight. Cameron Evans into the game. He had 3 punts last week, averaging just over 35. High snap, Adams. Tall kid pulls it down. Nice high kick, angling towards the sidelines. Fielded there, just outside the 20. Some nifty moves, still on his feet. And down to the 30-yard line are the Trojans, Christian Janis. So the Trojans take the field on offense for the first time. We talked about their young quarterback, sophomore quarterback, Jack Wallace, the signal caller. They like to throw the ball around. And their top target is number 8, Christian Janis, a senior. Had 3 touchdowns last week. Muskies will do well to keep their eye on number 8 tonight. He's in the slot off to the right now on the near side of your screen. Out of the shotgun is Wallace. The snap, the throw out of the flat, high and just a bit outside. No good. Second down and 10 upcoming. So incomplete pass. They were going for Brian Torres, senior wide receiver, 6'2", wide out. Defense came out strong last week. We can see what they'll do here tonight. A 3-and-out would really build the confidence of this young squad. Again, out of the shotgun is Wallace. Man comes in motion. Wallace gives it to his back. A lot of running room right up the middle. First down and more near midfield. And the Trojans, Devontae Morris, senior running back, has a big gain on 2nd and 10. They'll mark the ball just short of midfield line. We are approaching the midway mark. They're down to 6:20 to go here in the opening frame. Look towards the bottom of your screen there. That's the man they're looking at, Christian Janis. Back to throw and throwing to Janis and over his head. So 2 throws, both of them high for the sophomore quarterback. 0 for 2 to start this game. Well, we're back home next week. The Bettendorf Bulldogs come to town. Want to get there early to find a good parking spot. Bettendorf's a lot of fans. A little public service announcement. 3 receivers set off to the right, 1 to the left now for the Trojans. Second down and 10. Wallace takes, fumbles the ball. Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that ball bounced straight right back to the quarterback, and Wallace scampered for about 15 yards on that busted play. Sooner than later, the break's got to start going your way, right? So first down, ball at the 36. Wallace again, 3 receivers off to the right. Janis in the middle. He's the tall one. Back to throw. Wallace looking for Janis. Has him. The ball's caught near the first down sticks, and it looks like the Trojans do have enough to move the chains. Just over 10-yard completion to Christian Janis, senior wideout. He'll be playing Saturday somewhere next year. Ball at the 25, marked right in the middle of the field. Trip set off to the right. Again, out of the shot. Trojans love to stacked receivers to the bottom of your screen. And the give is to Morris. Morris has a hole right up the middle to the 10, down to the 5. First down goal, Iowa City West. So last week it was the passing attack for Iowa City West. Tonight, they're just running the ball right up the gut on this Muscatine defense. And we have a whistle now as a Muscatine player walking off the field right now. Trainers will check on him, and the substitution comes in on this first down and goal situation. You got Janis set off to the bottom of your screen. Wallace snaps the ball. He looks. He throws to Janis. He turns. That ball a little low and outside. Incomplete. Second down and goal upcoming. Well, you know they want to go to Janis, and that's where they looked on first down. Play clock never reset, so officials don't seem to be bothered by that. Clock's at 0 right now. Second down. Wallace takes the snap. Wallace gives off to Morris. Morris right up the gut. Reaching, stretching. Touchdown, Trojans. So an efficient drive for Iowa City West as they march right down the field and put the first points on the board tonight at the 4:46 mark. Extra point coming. It's up and through the uprights. And it's 7-0 Iowa City West. We're just underway. This to Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Ball blows off the tee. There is a bit of a breeze tonight. Feels nice. Windows open here in the press box. The freshman boots it. The ball going out of bounds. Nice break there for the Muskies. They'll start off in pretty good position. Off get in gear. Still looking for the first points of the season. Doing it with the backup quarterback and a team that is vertically challenged right now. See what Coach DJ Hawkins has in store. West is coached by Gerwig. That should be a familiar name to Muscatine fans. Hartwig began his coaching career. He was an assistant coach back when Brian Saucer was the head coach at Muscatine from 2001 to 2007. Hartwig, his defensive coordinator. So, familiar face on the opponent's sideline tonight. For those of you wondering, Saucer now the head coach at Ames High School. And there's a penalty. Saucer's been around. Left Iowa City High, and Hartwig took over for him. Has been the head coach here ever since. And we have a timeout. We'll talk more about the travels of Coach Saucer when we come back. This to Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Roland Glenby back here in Iowa City, so some confusion in the Muscatine huddle, forced to take a timeout. And we're ready to go here on first down, second possession of the night for the Muskies. We'll start from the 35-yard line after that kick went out of bounds. And back to throw is Sawyer Zek. Zek throws it to a wide-open receiver. Catching a big play for the Muskies down inside Trojan territory. Matt Keener was left wide open in the middle of the field. Sawyer Zek just lofting up a lob pass, and it's a big connection and a big play for the Muskies. Well, there you go. That will loosen up the defense as well. Should help out the running game. You got to be able to throw it. Keep the defense honest. So 1st and 10 from the 41. Back to the running attack, and the give is to Kozad. Kozad dives into the line and picks up maybe a yard on that play. So we talked about former coach Brian Saucer, who was the head coach here in Iowa City for a while. He left to go take a job in Oklahoma City. Was down there for a few years. Came back and took a job in Notre Dame High School. Never coached a game there. Resigned. He was hired in February and June. So those not a and there's Kozad on second down will bring up a third Muskies. He resigned in June, 6 months after being hired, to go down to Fayette. Daughter went to college, so he got a chance to coach a team down there. A very successful team down in Arkansas. But is back in Iowa now, and after coaching at Grinnell for a few season Ames in 8 years. Here's the give to Kozad. Kozad changes directions, fights near a first down, about a yard short. Well, quick turn there by Kozad. Muskies. You got to think Coach Hawkins going to go for it on this situation. Ball down at the 32-yard line, and there's no doubt offense stays on the field. Tight formation. Zach gives to Kozak. Kozak has the first down and more. Down to at the 20-yard line. First down, Muskies. Just like that, the Muskies knocking on the door of the First National Bank red zone. Thank MP Cable, powered by ICAN, for a little late, but want to get their name out there. To give corner, Hardy gets to Luke Hardy on the sweep play. Will bring up a second down long situation for Muscatine. So just to finish the thought, as Coach Brian Saucer has moved around, Coach Hartwig, the former Muscatine assistant, been a steady rock here in Iowa, leading this Trojan program ever since taking that job. Sawyer Zach turns, gives to Kozak. Kozak met Powers for maybe a yard on the play. Down 24-yard line. Third down and 7 upcoming for the Muskies. Well, this is the farthest they've reached this season. They got to the 20th week. In for the first touchdown of the season. See what they do here. Third down and 7. Will they put the ball back in the air? Zach under center. Push it in now. That penalty is going to push back as Zach Stoltz left early. And that makes a tough situation even tougher. We'll make it third down and 12 upcoming for the Muskies. Well, Coach Hawkins talked about you just got. This Muskie team is good, but they're not good enough to shoot themselves in the foot. And that's a big 5 yards right there. So third down and 12. Man, goes in motion to give it to Lane. Lane tries to get around the corner. Can't. A 49-yard field goal from there. That's a bit out of the range of the Muskies kicker. But maybe they're going to try a field goal here. Well, this would be about a 49, 50-yard field goal attempt for the Muskies. The kick is up, and it's just short. Missed it by about 4 or 5 yards there. Good effort trying to get points on the board. Comes up empty, though, on the kick. But that was Jackson Othmer. Jackson Othmer handles the kickoff duties, and they tried him on the long field goal there, just trying to get points on the board. And the good thing is high school, if you miss a field goal, the ball placed at the top. So probably a smart choice there by Coach Hawkins. Give your kid a chance to get the foot into it, and your opponent will start at the 20-yard line. So here come the Trojans. Nothing. Final minute of the quarter. By the Muskie defense. And that will be our last play of the first quarter. Iowa City West on top of your Muskies after 7-0. This to Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Roland Glenbine back here in Iowa City. Big play on third down by the Muskie defense. That's going to force a punt for Iowa City West. Muskies were back, so just what they needed, a great defensive stand there and a chance to get the ball back here. Here's the punt, a little pressure. It's a nice bounce on that punt. Not going to be fielded as it bounces out of bounds around the 37-yard line. That's where Sawyer Zek and the Muskies will head back out onto the field. Nice 3-and-out on defense right there for this Muskie unit, which is showing some signs of doing some great things here on the season. Just underway, second quarter. I'm on to Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Muskies trail 7-0. Wide receiver split off to the left. Hardy goes in motion. The give is to Kozad up the middle. Kozad splits the hole and picks up some nice yardage there on first down. Up to about the 45-yard line. Nice job right there by Kozad. You just want to get him some space. Get him in some open field. Boy, he's got some speed. Diamond Cray back into the game now for Muscatine. Second down and 2 yards up Muskies. Zek hands off Kozad. Defense just waiting for him on that. Slow on the exchange between Zek and Kozad there. Got to get him the ball quicker to let him be effective. So third down and 2. No. And Adams will come. Adams was split off, bottom of your screen. 3 backs, full house backfield. They give to Kozad. Kozad not going to be able to get there back to the line of scrimmage. But again, there's no threat of a passing. It's just sitting at the line of scrimmage for the Muskies to run the ball. And out comes the punting unit. So after a great pickup on first down by 2 straight carries of nothing, the Muskies will have to punt it away. Here's the punt. High, angling towards the sidelines. It will fall out of bounds. We'll see where the officials say it went out. That official keeps marching up the field and will stop around the 36-yard line. So that's where the Trojans will get the ball for their third possession of the night. Well, we talked about next week. Bulldogs, if they lose tonight, they could be 0-2 coming into Muscatine. Angry group of dogs at that. First things first, though, got to take care of these Trojans. And this game hangs in the balance just as the sophomore quarter returns to the field. Wallace back to Thresher, gets away from the first man. Now running for his life, will be tackled out of bounds after picking up a few yards on Gamper. Nice pressure there by that Muskie defense. Just better play by Wallace escaping. 5 yards on that. All the way up to the 42-yard line. So 2nd and 5 upcoming for Wallace. 2 receivers off to his right. Now Janis will come in motion. Now go back. Here's the give to Morris. Morris, he's got a tackle, and he'll be brought down. Great job by that Muskie defensive line. Life in bringing down is Cooper. Cooper making the ankle tackle on a very strong running back. That will bring up a 3rd down and 5. Big play right now for this Muskie defense. Clock is down under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Trojans will send trips off to the top of your screen. Here's back to throw Wallace. Wallace looking deep, has his man Janis breaking free and breaking into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. 57-yard touchdown strike from Wallace to Janis. And that was just a perfect throw right there by the sophomore quarterback. Defense had him stride for stride till the very end. Janis just turned on the afterburners and broke free. That pass was right on the fingertips. And the Trojans separation a little bit now, trying to make it 14-0. And there's a bobble on the snap. Fire call, and there's the pass. It's complete, and are you kidding me? Oh, that one hurts right there for Muskie fans. Somehow, some way, that worked. They could do it 100 times. It only worked 3. Was the one of the 3 as the Trojans add 2 points and take a 15-0 lead. We're going to take a break on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
The Trojans scored. There's 3 plays, 57 yards, kept by 58 yards. Wallace to completion. Just kick off the fire.
Yep. Roland Glenbine back here in Iowa City, and the West Trojans have just extended their lead 15-0 now here in the second quarter. A beautiful touchdown strike, 57 yards from sophomore quarterback Jack Wallace to senior receiver Christian Janis. Janis' 4th touchdown of the year, and that 2-point conversion, about the ugliest thing you'll ever see if you're a Muscatine fan. Here's the kickoff. It's short. Taken and returned, a little room, and he might be gone. He can just break through one more tackle and couldn't quite do it. So that close right there for Braden Lane. Nice return. That could have been 6, though, had he just broke one more. So the Muskies return to the field looking to punch it in for the first time this year. They moved the ball tonight. So far, I've only thrown one pass. That was caught. Nice reception by Keener. See what they do on first down. The ball marked at the 36-yard line. Here's the give to Kozad. Kozad right up the gut. Picks up 3 or 4 yards on first down. Logsdon on the tackle there for West. We're down to 7 minutes to play in this second quarter. Muskie's looking for that big play right now. If you could just get Kozad outside, I think you got a chance at it. Keeps running up the gut. Here we are on 2nd and 7. This time it's the sweep. Lane cuts it up and gets across the 40. Not much more in a third down situation upcoming for the Muskies. It's just a situation that calls just for a little swing pass to Kozad. Something out in space in the flat, and then see if the young man can turn on the jets and make something happen. You got to put the ball in the air, but there's ways to do it safely. Screen plays, little swing passes. We'll see what Coach Hawkins dials up on this third down, and he's going to dial up a timeout right now. We're going to keep it here on this one. So timeout with 6:04 to go in the first. Trailing 15-0. Very big play up here. Coach Hawkins, he wants to talk about it with his team. Didn't like quite from the West Trojans defense. So they'll change things up a little bit here and see what they dial up on third down. Talked about some other action around the MAC tonight. Well, there was a game last night, and Clinton picked up the victory over Davenport Central, 50-27. Clinton now 1-1 on the year as Central falls to 0-2. We do not see Central this year, unfortunately. Would have been nice to have them on the schedule, it looks like. Other action tonight in the MAC, travels up to Dubuque to face Wahlert. Central goes Gon Comanche. Dubuque facing off where Scott, Davenport North and Davenport West over at Brady Street Stadium. Pleasant Valley is up in Dubuque as well as they face Hempstead. Bettendorf hosting Cedar Rapids Kennedy. That's a look at the MAC scoreboard tonight. Don't forget to stick around. Halftime show upcoming here in a few minutes. The Muscatine Lawn and Power halftime show. We're set to go now. Third down coming for this Muskie team. Man goes in motion to give us to Kozad up the middle. Kozad, he needed 5. He got about 3. And that will bring up fourth down and short for the Muskies. We'll see if Coach Hawkins wants to take a chance. Nope, he doesn't. Here comes the punting unit. And hope the defense can stand. Cameron is out to punt the ball again. It's a line drive punt, boundary all the way down to the 20. Jan scoops it up, makes the first 2 men miss. He's got some space. He's at midfield. He makes the punter miss. He could go. Christian Janis takes it all the way, 80 yards on the return. Again. Christian Janis has some talent, ladies and gentlemen, and he is picking up another 6, his 5th touchdown of the season. Well, that not a very good punt. A line drive punt. Never let the coverage unit get down there. And Janis was able to scoop it up and 80 yards. Here's Evan Anderson to try to kick the extra point. movement up front early. The kick was blocked, but it was blown dead before the kicks. We'll see if the Muskies were drawn offsides or not. Nope, they were not. So they'll move it half the distance if they want. They'll just decide to keep the ball where it's at and try again. Here's the snap. Ball is down. This one is up and through. It's good. And with 5:06 to go in the second quarter, it's now Iowa City West 22, Muscatine nothing. This is Muskie Sports on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I'm glad you guys are there and I could concentrate on this. Yep. Whenever you are. Here at Iowa City, the West Trojans have just scored again, and as AC/DC plays from the press box, the Muskies have been a bit thunderstruck as Christian Janis' 80-yard punt return has this now a 22-0 deficit for your Muskies. Here's the kickoff. It's high and short and out of bounds again. So the freshman kicker kicks it out of bounds for the second time on the night. Don't forget, kickoffs brought to you by MPW Cable Advertising, powered by ICAN. Don't forget to reach out to Wojo for your local cable advertising needs. So good field position to start this drive for Muscatine, and right now they just need points. They move all a bit. You can tell Coach Hawkins desperate to get on the board, attempting a 49-yard field goal earlier in this game. So any way at all, they can get points on the board, start to feel better about what they're doing here. And we'll see what they come up with. Dial up here on first down in 10. Man goes in motion. It to Lane. Lane is brought down. Big loss on first down. Lane all the way back. Marked down at the 29-yard line. A loss of 6 on first down. Now 2nd and 16, and maybe we will throw the ball here. 2nd and long. Full house backfield. 3 backs behind Zek. Zek turns hands off, and that's Lane. Back to about the original line of scrimmage. We'll set up Kai Kozad up the middle. And that will set up a 3rd and 11 for the Muskies. Kozad, nice game last week. 101 yards on 16 carries. That's your home run hitter. If you can just break them free. The big guys up front, just give them a little bit of space. And now Coach Hawkins is going to have to take a timeout as he had a lineman come off the field late. So we'll take it along with them. Timeout here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. (22-0) Iowa City West on top of Muscatine tonight. And Boy, this schedule is a tough one. It's murderer's row here for the Muskies, just like last year. Same 9 this year, just playing them at the opposite field, the mirror of the schedule from last year. And you just got to look at it. Where is the win going to come from? Next week, Bettendorf comes to town. That will not be an easy task. And then Pleasant Valley, ranked in the top 10, the best team in Eastern Iowa, is in week number 4. Look at Muscatine, 9 opponents this year. 4 of the 9 are in this week's AP top 10. That's tough. That's brutal right there. Pleasant Valley ranked number 4. Cedar Falls ranked number 6. Senior ranked 9th. In last week and this week. We'll see. Looks like a passing situation, but again, only 1 for Sawyer Center. Zach, wow, he's under some pressure. He's got a man up and just overthrew him. That wicks right there. If he connects, that's a touchdown for the Muskies. Zach overthrows Lane and incomplete. And out comes the punting unit. Official turf between him and Sawyer Zach just sailed it over. Out comes the punter. Once again. That's a bad snap. So it will be, looks like a post-possession unsportsmanlike conduct against the Muskies. It will take it half the distance to the goal line, and Iowa City West will start off on the Muskie 3-yard line. Boy, back-to-back head-shaking plays right there for Muscatine. Now this defense has to somehow bow up and make a play. Snap gives off to Morris. He goes up the middle, is hit, spins, stays on his feet, and is down to the clock ticking down. 3.5 minutes to go in his first half. One receiver out of the gun. Morris on his left hip. Give to Morris. Morris jukes to Bader. Touchdown, Iowa City West. Not much you can do there. That bad snap costing the Muskies more points. Out comes Evan Anderson. Anderson has an extra point on the night. He also has a 2-point conversion throw on the night. So nice play right there on the special teams by Paul. Henry jumps up, gets a piece of it, and keeps points. It's now 28-0 Iowa City West. This, the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Yep. Back here in Iowa City, Paul Henry standing on his 5-yard line awaits the kickoff. The last 2 kickoffs have been out of bounds by this young freshman kicker. This one will be returnable. Henry fights for it with Lane. Now they're still struggling. Oh my. What is going on the field here, Muskies? Miscommunication between the 2 return men. Like a center fielder and shortstop, same ball. The ball hits the turf. Luckily, Muscatine able to fall on it and will get possession of the ball at the 10-yard line. This team is in need of halftime, and halftime will be coming in 3 minutes. Just need to regroup at this point. First and 10. We'll see how aggressive Coach Hawkins will be here. And they'll shift to an unbalanced line off to the right. And there's the give up the middle. Kozad's got some room. Is Kozad in a foot race? The first points of the year. Kozad is into the end zone, and the Muskies are on the scoreboard. 90 yards for Ty Kozad, and Muscatine is on the board. Well, that puts some life into this Muskie unit right there. Ty Kozad, we talked about him being the home run hitter. Just knocked one out of the park right there. Extra point is up. It is good. And the Muskies have cut into this lead. It's now 28-7 here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Yay, I got to be excited. Boy, did they ever. Ready? Back here in Iowa City, kick return to the 30-yard line. That's where Iowa City West will take over. Pleasant Valley on top of Cedar Rapids, actually top of Linn-Mar tonight, 14-0. We'll check that here. Pleasant Valley's against Hempstead. They're winning 14-0. Here's the snap. Wallace, low snap, picks it up, gives to Morris. Morris up the middle. Fight for first yard. Down yard. They have it. Stop the clock and move the chain. Devontae Morris doing some damage here in this ball game. Meanwhile, Cedar Rapids Kennedy leads Bettendorf 17-0. Here's Wallace out of the gun, looks to throw, fires it, has his man, and then it's fumble. Is it a fumble? The ball going to call it an incomplete pass. Okay. Never had control of it. Muskie fans excited there for a moment, thought they got the fumble. The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Well, a lot of Muskie students making the short trip up to Iowa City tonight. Student section looking good over there. And here they're trying to hit the receiver's screen, and it's a low pass again. Now, Wallace has done that tonight. Wallace, remember, just ace last year, but upcoming, a big play for this Muskie defense. Get off the field, get one more crack at has Janice in motion. Wallace was incomplete. Officials talking it over right now. Big flag on this play. If it's on West, Muscatine will get the ball back. And it's an ineligible man downfield, so it is on West. Coach Hawkins declines that, and out comes the punting unit. And the defense does their job. 3 and out after the big touchdown. Muscatine gets the ball back with some life. If you can get a touchdown here and cut this to 14 points, you'd feel ecstatic about what you're doing. Here's the snap, the punt. It's a line drive kick. Fair catch called for and made there at the 26-yard line by Lane. And the Muskies will start off yard line. Well, they started off at the 10-yard line last time. One play, boom, touchdown. See what they do here from the 26. Much better field position. Clock down to 2:13 to go. Muskies are out of timeouts. Here. Adams split off to the left. Zach under center. And they move in. They'll go unbalanced. Now they're going to throw the flag. You can do that. You can now, unless the defense jumped off sides, and that is the call. Okay. So Iowa City West jumped off sides when it was a legal move by the offense and a great way to pick up 5 free yards, and that's what happened just right there. If you have an aggressive defense, you shift your offensive lineman like that, and that gets the free 5 yards. So nice play. 1st and 5 upcoming now for the Muskies. Man goes in motion, and now another flag, and I think the Muskies just gave him the 5 yards right back. Things getting sloppy here late in the second quarter. So false start on Muscatine, and we're right back to where we started. 1st and 10, back at the 26. To Motion, that's Hardy. The give to about the 32-yard. Clock down to 2 minutes left. Well, if nothing else, you can keep the ball out of Iowa City West hands before halftime. West will get the ball to start the third quarter. Third down and one upcoming as that clock continues to tick. 1:15 and counting. Muscatine not in Operation Kill Clock right now. See if Ty Kozak can break off another home run. Come the Muskies. Man in motion. Zek hands off Kozad. Kozad looks for the first down mark, and I don't think he got it. Going to take time out. Coach Garrett Hartwig wants to stop the clock. His team a chance here before halftime. 58 seconds left. We'll take a quick timeout. You're watching the Discover Sports Network. Okay, ready? Roland Glenmine back here in Iowa City and away in the final minute of the second quarter. Much better snap. Boot. Janis will have a chance to return it. He's at the flag, comes on in. And that should be on the Trojans as Janis on the return. The return was out to the 50-yard line. However, as Mason Woods, the sophomore receiver, on the return. It's almost always on the return team, and the official ruling blocking the back on West. And they'll mark that way back inside, probably inside the 30-yard line. And big flag right there. That changes the field position 22 yards. Iowa City West takes over. Second time out. Has the man off his fingertips. Incomplete. Miller, and the clock is down to 27 seconds left. Well, you can just feel the team after that tie. Snap, throws it off to the right. Fingertip catch at the shoe tops. Made.
I wrote the name of everyone who got a touchdown.
Stop into Muscatine Power at 1020 Square and custom quality for yourself.
Oh, they just did that.
Tonight we feature the West Lafayette team that perform the same practice any way you want.
Stop into Muscatine Modern Power at 2020 Stewart Roads. Hustler quality for yourself.
We good? Roland Glenbine back here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Welcome into the Muscatine Lawn and Power halftime show. It is 28-7. Iowa City West leads this game, but your Muskies are on the board. Checking out the scoring in this game. It all started off with a Devontae Morris 6-yard touchdown run after the Muskies' first drive picked up a couple of first downs, and they had to punt the ball at about the 46-yard line. Iowa City West marched down the field, and an 8-play drive going 70 yards. Devontae Morris capped it with the touchdown and the lead for Iowa City West. The big strike would come a little bit later when Jack Wallace connected with his senior receiver, Christian Janis, 57 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was botched. The old fire drill led, though, to a completed pass and somehow a 15-0 lead with 7:36 to play. Iowa City West would strike again, this time on special teams, and this time again, Christian Janis. An 80-yard punt return made it 22-0 Iowa City West, and they were not done yet after a bad snap on a punt. Gave Iowa City West the ball at the 3-yard line. They were able to punch it in there from 3 yards. Devontae Morris, a 1-yard touchdown score. Extra point was blocked by Paul Henry. 28-0 at that point, Iowa City West, before Muscatine would finally get on the board. A 90-yard touchdown run by Ty Kozad. Kozad just found a hole and put on the afterburners using that 4.3340 speed, scoring the first points of the season for the Muskies and cutting this to a 28-7 game at halftime. On the scoreboard, Davenport West has just taken the lead on Davenport North, 13-7. And the city rights battle there at Brady Street Stadium tonight. Cedar Rapids Kennedy is demolishing Bettendorf, 27-0. The Bulldogs on the wrong end of things tonight. And that's what's next for Muscatine. There are going to be some angry dogs coming to town next week, as it looks like the Bulldogs will be 0-2. Davenport Assumption on the wrong end of things as they trail at halftime up in Dubuque to Wahlert, 27-7. Just a look at some of the other action going on around the area here on a busy Friday night. So now we're talking second half adjustments and what do the Muskies need to do to try to jump back into this ball game? They've attempted a couple of passes tonight. One of them, a beautiful open play. It was not a beautiful pass by any means by Sawyer Zek. A lot of air underneath it, but Keener wide open, completing the first pass of the season for Zek. Their other pass attempt would have been a touchdown. It was a swing pass. Lane was wide open, and Zek just overthrew his receiver. So the pass is there if they decide to go to it. It's just a matter of can they execute it. Meanwhile, if you do that and you're able to execute a pass or two, you're going to open up some more holes up the middle. That Ty Kozad's going to have some easier running time. And that's just what you got to do. You can't be one-dimensional if it be the pass or the run in today's football. And they're going to have to find a way to get a little more balanced here in this second half, moving forward here in the second game of the season. Glad you could join us here tonight as we're getting some bugs out of the system. I think we got them all out, though, and we're set to go here in the second half on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network, wherever you may be watching us. We appreciate it as always, and want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors who make it possible for us to bring you these games. Hy-Vee, Muscatine Power and Water, Bear of Muscatine, Muscatine Lawn and Power, River Rehab, Great River Tire, Bosch Pest Control, Waffle and Pancake House, the Muscatine Symphony Orchestra and Muscatine Charities, and the Burrito Factory, all on board, making it possible for the Discover Muscatine Sports Network to bring you Muskie Sports and let you watch it from your living room or your kitchen, wherever you may be. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, and let them watch us, if it be on cable, if it be on YouTube, Facebook, Roku, many different ways you can watch Muskie Athletics. Thanks to all the hardworking people behind the camera tonight, Chris 1 and Chris 2, not saying which Chris is which, getting the job done tonight for us to be able to bring you this game this evening from Iowa City. I'm Roland Glembine. I'm happy to be here. A beautiful night. The sun is obviously set. There's a energy in this town in Iowa City. The college football season kicking off tomorrow. Already the tailgating is set up and ready to go. Trash bins are ready. The parking attendants are already stationed up, and college football returns to Iowa City tomorrow, 11 o'clock. South Dakota State is the first foe for the Hawkeyes at an 11 a.m. kickoff coming your way tomorrow. Just great to have football back. High school, college, the pros will start next week. We're going to take one more quick timeout here, and we'll be back with the second half on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Cough there, I couldn't get rid of. Yeah, give the advertisers a little bit more. QC Sportsnet the last 4 years. Before that, it was all television. Channel 4, worked in Albuquerque on the CBS station in Albuquerque. Did some sideline reporting for University of New Mexico. So, yeah. Whenever you want it. Roland Clementine back here in Iowa City. The teams are back out on the field, and we're ready to get things going here in the second half with the Trojans leading your Muskies 28-7. We touched on it, but just a reminder, we're back home next week at Community Stadium as the Bettendorf Bulldogs come to town. If things stay the way they are right now, that will be a pair of 0-2 teams scratching their way, looking for their first win of the year. The Bulldogs trailing 27-0. The Muskies a little bit closer, only down by 21. Still a long way to go in this ball game. Trojans will get the ball to start off this third quarter, going left to right on your screen. As we line up for a kickoff, the MPW Cable Advertising powered by ICAN kickoff. Don't forget to reach out to Mojo for your local cable advertising needs. Well, a little more life in this Muskie team after that big 90-yard touchdown run by Ty Kozad. Defense came out and shut the door after that, and we'll see if they can do it again to start this second half. Jackson Othmer out there to kick the ball. Foot to Pigskin. It's a line drive. It will land maybe out of bounds, maybe in the end zone. What's the call? Oh, it bounced out of the 1-yard line. And that will give the Trojans some good starting position out to the 35-yard line. Well, Jack Wallace has struggled at the quarterback spot for Iowa City West in that first half. Did have the big 57-yard strike to Christian Janis. Other than that, has really missed his receivers, and we see what kind of adjustments Coach Hartwig makes here in the second half as here comes Jack Wallace, the sophomore signal caller. Muscatine lines up in that 4-3 as two receivers split off to the left. Wallace in the gun. He's out to throw, has that little swing pass out in the flat, trying to make men miss Santana Miller, and he does make some men miss. Nice run after the catch. And a nice pickup there on the first play by the West Trojans. Call it 17 yards. That was a lot done after the catch there. So the ball into Muskie territory, marked out at the 48-yard line. Janis was split off to the right. Little option play. Wallace now pitching. And a nice gain again by West. All the way down to the 35-yard line, Devontae Morris. A 20-yard scamper for Devontae Morris. And West is moving the ball at will here to start the third quarter. Ball marked at the 36-yard line on the right hash. Somebody needs to step up here on defense, make a play. Two backs in the backfield alongside Wallace. Now one goes in motion. Here's the give to Morris. Morris off the right side. He's chopped down there, but not after a big gain. Daniel Adams on the tackle for Muscatine. Morris picking up 9 yards on the carry. 1 minute into this third quarter, and the West Trojans are knocking on the door looking to score again. Talked about Wallace. Bulked up in the offseason, gained 25 pounds. Much more confident, he says, out there. Here's a swing pass to his back. Devontae makes the man miss, a little stutter move, and gets out of bounds into the red zone. Down at about the 19-yard line. So 9 yards. And they're going to give him a full 10, so move the sticks. First down, Trojans. Down to the 18-yard line. Iowa City West. They'll split two receivers to the bottom of your screen. Wallace looks over. Maybe calling an audible right now. Now here's the snap. Gives off to Morris. Morris sprints off to the right and picks up a few yards. Not a whole lot there. Does get about 5 or 6. So 2nd down and 4 upcoming for the Trojans. Down to the 13-yard line. Defense caught a bit napping coming out of the halftime break right now. Someone needs to stand up, make a play. Receivers split off to the top. Wallace out of the gun. Wallace looking to throw. Wallace lets it fire. The ball's put up, caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Brian Torres. Brian Torres just out jumping the defender, catching that pass, turns and walks into the end zone. And it's now 34-7, awaiting the extra point. Evan Anderson puts it up and puts it through. And with 9:45 to go in the third quarter, it's now the Trojans 35, Muskies 7. Ready? Roland Glenn back here in Iowa City. Paul Henry standing at the 5-yard line, awaiting a kickoff. Freshman Adam Salem has already booted 2 out of bounds in this ball game. This one sails, and it will be returnable. Lane at the goal line. Out to the 10. Some room. He's got some room. He's free to the 40, to the 50. He's got to make one man miss. He's down the sidelines. 30, 20-yard line. Brought down. A big kick return, and the Muskies are in business. Braden Lane. Lightning in a bottle for Muscatine. That ball returned from the goal line. 88 yards down to the 12-yard line. And we are in the First National Bank red zone. 1st and 10, Muscatine. Now you got to punch it in. They split Adams off to the fumble on the snap. Zach falls on it. Muskies retain possession, but not a good start to this short field situation. The ball marked all the way back to the 15 now. 2nd and 13 upcoming for your Muscatine Muskies. And Diamond Cray into the game. And they go unbalanced right. The turn to give to Kozad. Kozad to the 10. Got some room to the 5. Kozad muscles his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Muskies. Ty Kozad kept the legs turning and picks up 6 for the purple and gold. (35-13) pending the extra point. Jackson Othmer's kick is up and good. And the Muskies cut into the lead. It's now Iowa City West 35, Muscatine 14 on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Looking for a zero-turn lawnmower.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters.
Can I test drive that one?
In the store?
Even in the buying experience. We know you want to buy from someone who knows what they're talking
We're
about.
looking for a zero-turn mower.
Like
Great.
this guy.
First thing I need to know is what's the size of your property? Are there any obstacles?
Head to your local Hustler dealer and talk to a lawnmower expert.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road to see Hustler quality for yourself.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app. Card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Back here in Iowa City, Muskies denting the scoreboard again. 35-14 in the count now. Now's where you go outside kick, right? We'll see what Coach Hawkins dials up. Othmer to boot it away, and he does boot it deep down to the 5. Janis on the return, and he is brought down in a hurry. Nice job on coverage by Muscatine. The tackle made by Kyle Morris. All right, can the offense spark the defense thing now? Muscatine still looking for their first forced turnover of the season. Now would be a good time. Wallace did throw 7 interceptions last year as a freshman. Wallace looking to throw out of the flat, has Janis. Janis converged on and brought down after about a 4-yard pickup. Well, they're going to call it 2nd and 6. Ball at the 27. Trips stacked off to the bottom of her screen. Here's the give, and a big pickup, and uh-oh, this could be trouble. To the midfield, to the 30. One man can stop him. And a nice open field tackle by Paul Henry saves the day. There is a flag on the field back at the 38-yard line. That may save the day even more. And the players are walking back this way. I think this is going to be on Iowa City West. Well, that will wipe out a big, big gain by the Trojans. Holding on West. So the laundry aids the Muskies, and it will be marked back to the 28-yard line. Basically, we'll do second down all over. Ball marked about where it was before that long run. Trip set down to the bottom. Janice in the middle of that trip formation. Here's the give to the back. And nowhere to run. Nice tackle right there by Cameron Evans. And the Muskies set up a third down situation. Owen King on that tackle as well. So third down, and we'll call it 4.5 upcoming for Iowa City West. A big play right now in this ball game. Trying to get the Muskies to jump. They don't. The ball is put up in the air, incomplete. No flags on the field. Fourth down upcoming, and out comes the punting unit for the Trojans. Well, we just had a big play on special teams a moment ago. And the man who made it is back there to return another one, Braden Lane. Senior wideout, 5'10", 155 pounds. A whole bunch of speed, standing on the 35-yard line. Snap is back. The punt is put up. It's a line drive kick. Lane fields it at the 40. Lane has nowhere to go. And the Muskies will start off in pretty good field position right at the 40-yard line. Trailing 35-14, 7:02 to go in this third quarter. And all of a sudden, this has more of a feel of a competitive ball game. Ever since that 90-yard scamper, there's so much more life in this Muskie team. And it's not that they don't have the ability. They needed the confidence. And they're playing with a lot more confidence right now in this third quarter. Daniel Adams split off towards the bottom. Wing formation. Man goes in motion. The give is to Kozad. Kozad up the middle. Has some room to midfield. To the 40. He's got room. He's got invitation to the end zone if he makes two-man miss. There's the first. And out to the 10-yard line. Ty Kozad. Have a day, young man. All right, now it's the Muskies who look like the better team. Down inside the 10 again. Yet another trip inside the First National Bank red zone. Can they punch it in again? And now a whistle. The back judge blew his whistle. And we have a player coming off the field for Iowa City West. Seth Overton has to leave the game. And now we're ready to go. Zach turns, hands off Kozad. Kozad met at the line of scrimmage. Powers forward for a yard. down to the 8. Well, if you had a little play action pass in your playbook right now, I'm guaranteeing it would be wide open. This defense is just keen in on number 24, Ty Kozad. Here's the turn, and the give is to Kozad. Kozad muscles through 3 defenders. He's at the goal line. No signal yet. Touchdown! Touchdown, Muskies! Ty Kozad. Wow, that was all leg muscles right there. Kept them turning and got into the pay dirt. Touchdown, Muskies. And this is just a 15-point game. Lane on the hold. And now a flag on the far sidelines. May have had some movement early. As Jackson Othmer gets ready to kick an extra point. The officials signaling over to the Muscatine coaching staff. And I guess the flag was on West. They're going to decline this. Could have moved it half the distance and maybe gone for 2. Coach elects to keep it right where it is and kick the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. And with 6:04 to go in the third quarter, it's now Iowa City West 35, Muscatine 21. Whenever. Yep. Back here in Iowa City, and all of a sudden we have a ball game. Back-to-back touchdowns by the Muskies have cut this to a 14-point West lead, 35-21. Still plenty of time left. 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Othmer back to kick. Boots it high and deep, and that will sail down to the goal line. Janis returns it to the 10. Big block there and a penalty upcoming. And it's a block in the back upcoming on Iowa City West. That will pin them deep into their own territory. 2 flags on the field, and Muskie is on his hands and knees. He's hurt. Training staff is out to attend. Can't quite see the number. That's likely the young man that was just blocked in the back. The officials meet and they figure out the penalty as the trainers are out on the field attending to the injured player. That was a vicious hit. You heard the groan from the crowd. And I think we got this all figured out now, and we await the official signal. Okay, so we had a hold on Muscatine and a personal foul called on Iowa City West, and somehow those 2 penalties offset. So we have a break here for an injured player. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Be right back on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. We see who that is. '84. '84. Thank you. 64. Good, because there is no 84. Okay, I got it. Yep. Back here in Iowa City, Mason Hamlin, the injured Muskie, is walking off the field under his own power. That's the good news. And they're going to re-kick after the offsetting penalties. Kickoffs brought to you by MPW Cable Advertising, powered by ICAN. Don't forget, reach out to Wojo for your local cable advertising needs. So Othmer will try again. His last one sailed right to the 1 yard line. This one is high and down to the 3. Return there to the 20 and out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over. Mason Woods on the return, the sophomore wideout. Boy, now if you could get some kind of interception, some kind of turnover right now, this could get really interesting. Haven't heard a lot from Paul Henry tonight. You know, Henry would like to grab a little pick six maybe. Big play capabilities with that safety. Out of the gun, Wallace, hands off, not a lot of running room, and brought down in the backfield. The Muskies, Camden Furness makes a play at the defensive line. A loss of 2, second down and 12. Well, the energy is just completely flipped in this ball game. The Muskies playing with a lot of life right now. Twin receivers to the bottom of your screen. Lone receiver to the top. Jack Wallace, sophomore signal caller, back to pass. Comes near side, has his man at the 30. Breaks 2 tackles and is out of bounds near the first down mark. They're going to just decide to move the chains. That looked like maybe measurement territory, but you don't see a lot of measurements anymore. If it's close, they just move the sticks. Just move the sticks. Don't want to waste our time with any measurements. 1st and 10, Iowa City West. Down to the 5-minute mark in this third quarter. The always dangerous Janice lined up towards the top of your screen. Single coverage. Be careful there. Here's the sprint draw and about 6 yards on the carry. With a flag down on the play. We'll check that out. Looks like this might be on West. Todd Rent on the carry. They'll wipe that out. Holding Trojans. So mark it back 10 yards. And now this Muskie defense can really kind of bring some pressure here, see if they can force the sophomore quarterback into a mistake. Wallace calling it out. He's got 2 backs with him in the backfield. 2 receivers to his right. Takes the snap. Pitching to the back. And Rent has some room to run out of bounds just across the 40. Todd Rent's got some speed. A small running back, but quick. very quick, number 22 there. And that makes a lot of that penalty yardage back. Now 2nd and short upcoming for the Trojans. Clock continues to march down to 4:38 left in this third quarter. Wallace hands off to Rent. Rent again has some yardage and has the first down for Iowa City West. So Todd Rent has come into this game and injected some life into a Trojan team desperate in need of it. The ball into Muskie territory down to the 44-yard line. Now you see a lot of hands on the hips for this Muskie defense. A little gassed right now. Janice to the top of your screen. Always got to be aware of where that senior wideout is. Back to throw. Looking towards Janice deep. Throws it over the middle and a nice defensive stop right there by the Muskies. Aiden Lopez on the deflection, saving a big play. Brings up 2nd and 10. Pair of receivers into the game now for West. They both split off to the top. Brian Torres. Barry Diallo. Here's the give to the back. Right up the middle is Morris, and he's got first down yardage for West. They move the sticks yet again. Well, it's the running game right now doing the damage for Iowa City West. Their passing attack has really been shut down since that long pass in the second quarter to Janice. Defense needs a play. Substitutions being made now by this Muskie defense. A bit gassed. Wallace will throw. Wallace, that could be picked. And oh, man. That was close, folks. Daniel Adams had nothing but artificial turf between him and a pick six. Just couldn't get it in his grasp. Great job by Adams reading the pass. Just couldn't pull it in. So 2nd down and 10 now. Those are the plays you need if you're going to pull off the upset. Trips off to the left. Here's the kid to Morris. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. And there's some help to finalize the deal. Xander Dayton, a nice hit in the backfield. And a 3rd down and 9 upcoming for the Trojans. Here's where you got to make your stand if you're the Muskies. Trip set off to the left. Wallace likely passing here on 3rd and 9. Wallace back to pass, throws it off here under the short side. The catch is made. Not enough for the first down, however. A 4th and short will upcome for the Trojans, who will likely go for it here. The ball down at the 24-yard line. 4th and 1 upcoming for West. Substitutions made. Zach Stoltzfus back into the game now for the Muskies. 4th and 1. Nobody's covering the receiver. Now Henry runs up there, and the Muskies are going to take a timeout. DJ Hawkins did not like what he saw. Calls for the timeout. This is a huge play upcoming right now for this Muskie defense. We'll just keep it here on this timeout. This is the kind of play, if you can stop them on 4th and 1, get the ball back, still in the third quarter, you can turn this game around right now. Defense has done a nice job not to totally break. They're bending, however, and someone needs to step up and stop them on a 4th-and-1 situation. Thus far, Devontae Morris has really had his way in the running game up the middle. That's probably your go-to play right now if you're Iowa City West. They'll go to the bigger of the backs on 4th-and-1. I expect Morris to probably get the call here. No sense putting the ball in the air on what has been kind of a shaky night for Jack Wallace, the signal caller. So Morris is your running back as West comes back out onto the field. If you're the defense, you got to be just all geared up, ears bent back, aiming for number 1. Got to kind of sell out, take a gamble here. Game holds in the balance as West comes to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 1. Quarterback keeper. I don't think he got it. There's no way he got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Muskies, we'll wait for the official announcement, but that looks like a 4th down hold by this defense. Still nothing official. There's no way he got 1 yard on that play. And now they're going to call for a measurement. I think they stopped him. The officials are calling for the sticks. The Muscatine offense is on the field. They believe they stopped him. The Iowa City West defense is on the field. They believe that they got stopped. Only one not believing this right now is the officiating crew, and out come the sticks. Perhaps they heard me say they never use the sticks anymore. And he is short. The Muskies take over, down by 14 points. The defense does their job and gets the ball back to Sawyer Zek and Ty Kozad in this Muskie offense that's been firing on all cylinders in this second half. Boy, the Muskies can put points on the board on this drive. Things are definitely going to get a little tense here in Iowa City. Unbalanced left. Now they'll switch that and go unbalanced to the right. Man comes in motion back to the left, and there's the give. All that for about a half a yard. Lane on the carry. Got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard on the play. Clock under 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. Young Sawyer Zek starting tonight. Starting quarterback Landon Batty out in concussion protocol. And there's a fumble. Zek. Oh boy, Zek fell on it, but not a great first 2 plays in what is shaping up to be a very big drive for the Muskies. Now you're 3rd and 10. A passing situation, something the Muskies have only done a handful of times in 2 games. Officially only 1 pass last week, 2 passes tonight. Adams splits off to the right. And now we got a stoppage of play, and the Muskies have to burn another timeout. Second timeout of the night. We'll take it alongside. Big 3rd down coming up after this on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. All right, whenever you're ready. Back here in Iowa City, a big third down play upcoming for Muscatine, trailing by 14 points. They need to pick up 10 yards. Man comes in motion. The give, it's loose. The ball is loose on the field. With a pitch, hit somebody's helmet. Sawyer Zeck was able to fall on the ball, saving the possession, but the Muskies are going to have to punt. Well, what has been a great second half for Muscatine, well, that was an ugly, ugly 3 plays when they needed something much less than ugly. Out comes the punting unit. Snap is there. The punt is away. It's a line drive, bouncing at about the 40-yard line, and will go out of bounds right at the 40. Good punt for Muscatine. Man is down, however. That may be the punter, and we'll check on that. We have an injury timeout, and out come the trainers. We'll head to break ourselves and check on him when we come back on the Muscatine Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I found my way. Exactly. I'm like, wait, this doesn't sound right. He's just cramping. That's all right. Beddendorf's losing 34-0. Maybe we can beat Beddendorf next week, huh? Whenever, yep. Back here in Iowa City, the injury to the punter was still trying to get those cramps out, it looks like, back there down on about the 9-yard line. So we have a bit of a delay. A warm night. There's a nice breeze right now, but still, when you're going 2 ways, you're playing the offense, defensive line, and you're punting. That's a lot to ask for a young man, and muscles tend to cramp up on these September now nights. So they'll continue to get the cramps of both legs out, and that looks to be it, though. So that is good news if it is just cramping. Nothing more serious there for Cameron Evans. Iowa City West will take over when we return play with 1 minute to go in the third quarter, up by 14. Much closer game than it was not too long ago. This was a 35-7 game. So Muscatine fighting back and walking off the field now gingerly, but under his own power is Evans. Meanwhile, a final score tonight, and it's an interesting one. Cedar Rapids Kennedy 34, Beddendorf 0. Bulldogs coming to town next week, 0-2 for the second straight year. Muskies hoping to not be 0-2. Comeback is halfway there. Got to finish the deal, though, and that falls back on the defensive side of the ball now. Who can make a play? Man in motion. The give is to Rent. Rent's got some room into Muskie territory across the 50-yard line. Oh, Rent is a nice change of pace back. You got the big guy, Devontae Morris, and then you bring in the much smaller Rent. And we have a officials timeout right now as we try to get the kinks out of the chain. See, this is why you don't bring the chains out onto the field. You kinks in them, and then we got to take time. They're not used to it. Just keep them there on the sidelines. We knew that wasn't good on that last fourth down. There was no need for that. All right, so now, guys, we'll get some water, and we'll try to square away the equipment over there on the far sidelines. Another score to tell you, Pleasant Valley is winning tonight 21-0 over Dubuque Hempstead. Another team that another two teams Muscatine will face later in the season. Kind of the murderer's row of a schedule that faces the Muskies this year. We talked about it earlier. 4 of the 9 opponents are currently ranked in the top 10 in the Iowa AP poll. So we're under a minute to play here in the third quarter, and teams are back out in the field. I think we might have the chains figured out. Officials are over there getting a first-hand look. I don't know. It's happening right in front of the Muscatine coaching staff. So they're getting a good look at this too. We do want to thank our friends from Iowa City West. Craig Heugel, the athletic director, and his staff always do a great job welcoming in the visiting media, and just a great facility, great hospitality shown. So thank you, Craig. Thank you, Iowa City West, for opening your doors, letting us come here tonight and broadcast this game back to Muskie fans all over the state of Iowa and all over the world tonight. All right, we're back to action here. 1st and 10, Iowa City West. And there's the give to Rent. Rent jukes to the left and is hit hard and brought down. Well, that got some oohs and ahs from the student section on the Muscatine side. As Luke Hardy bringing the wood right there. Luke Hardy trying to get some defensive player of the game consideration right there. Trips off to the right, and now a flag comes out. Check to see what this is about. A legal substitution called on the Trojans. So we'll push it back 5 yards, and that's a big 5 yards right there. Take it from 2nd to 7 to 2nd and 12. This game still hangs in the balance as we have 23 seconds left in this third quarter. Play clock at 20. The Trojans do have to snap it one more time. Wallace back to throw out into the flat, has his man, and he's chopped down. Nice tackle out there by Gavin Brookhart. And that will likely take us to the end of the third quarter with the Trojans on top, 35-21. This, the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Jump around, anyone? What? Thank you.
Do you have any bricks and like your
Any what?
Trojan bricks?
No. Sorry, dude. Have to go without technology for a quarter.
2020 Stewart Road to see hustler quality for yourself.
Ambulance? No. Ready? Third down upcoming for the Trojans to start the fourth quarter. Wallace back to throw, looking, throws it back to the 45. Near the first down, it will be a first down Trojans. A big play right there, and the Trojans move the sticks. Well, this had a Camp Randall feel for a minute there to start the fourth quarter, playing some House of Pain to jump around, but unlike the University of Wisconsin, absolutely nobody was jumping here. No one. Got a good view of the student section on the Iowa City West side, and they're oblivious to really the game right now. Back to throw, Wallace. Wallace, receiver, never looked. So second down and 10 upcoming for Iowa City West. Wallace out of the gun. Back to throw. Wallace looking, no one there. He's under some stress, throws it, and it's incomplete. Good job by the defense. Nowhere to throw the ball. Wallace just had to get rid of it at the last second. So third down and 10 upcoming for Iowa City West early in this fourth quarter. Wallace taking his time. Back to throw. Looking deep towards the end zone. He throws it up. A flag's down on the play. The ball is caught. He is out of bounds. Incomplete. Now we check on the laundry. So the flag is a legal player downfield. And we're keeping our eye on that. So the scoreboard says fourth down. I do not believe this is fourth down. I think it's still third. Now the running back runs into the quarterback. Somehow they don't fumble the ball. And actually able to get a yard there. Miscommunication between Wallace and Rent. So that was fourth down. Turnover on downs. Muskie's ball. Meanwhile, we have a situation going on the Muscatine sidelines. We're keeping our eye on that as well, as an ambulance has arrived here at the stadium. And they are checking on an injured player over on the Muskie sidelines. Unfortunately, do not have much more information to give you on that right now. It's on the far end of the field, and we do not want to speculate, but there are medics in an ambulance here, and they are attending to someone on the Muscatine sidelines. And meanwhile, the Muskies have the ball back, trailing by 14 points. Zach hands off, and not a lot of room right there. Be a second down and 10. Ty Kozad. And Daniel Adams was in on that last play, so he has returned to the game. So Adams is okay, it appears. Here's the give off to Lane, and he picks up a couple of yards. Not much more, though, out to the 35-yard line. 3rd and 8 upcoming. So 3rd down upcoming now for the Muskies. A very big play in this ball game with 9:53 left, trailing by 14. Back to throw is Zach. He has a man, and the ball is caught, I believe. Yes, it is caught at midfield. Well, it looks like he overthrew maybe his intended receiver, but the catch was made by Daniel Adams, and Adams goes limping off the field right now after that big catch. So Cray comes in for Adams. Adams keeps this drive alive. Not sure if he was the intended receiver or not, but we'll just give it to Zach. And now here's the give to Kozad. Kozad hammers his way up the middle for a couple of yards. Well, the Muskies still have life in this game, down 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Meanwhile, there is someone being transported off on a gurney, and there's a Luke Hardy trying to find the corner. He scampers out of bounds after picking up a couple of yards. So a nice hand from the Muscatine stands on giving it to who is being transported off right now. Will be taken to, I'm assuming, the University Hospital is just down the street. Unfortunately, again, not going to speculate because we just can't see from our vantage point who that was. Here's the keeper, Zach, and Zach gets hammered down at the 45-yard line. That will bring up a 4th and 5, and the Muskies may need to go for this here, down by 14 points. So they will go for it, 4th down, and now we're going to have a timeout. Muscatine's going to have to take their last timeout of the night. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for this huge 4th down play in a moment on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Finally. only guess is that it was 68 because he was the one that it took forever.
Yes, very much better. I love when you get the ball and you play with the shot. It's about art. Yeah.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road to see hustler quality for yourself.
Yeah, I don't see him out there either. It had to be 68. All right, whenever you are ready. Well, this is the biggest play of the ball game. 4th down and 5, trailing by 14. Muskies need to get to the 40-yard line. Man goes in motion. Zach back to throw. Zach looking, puts the ball up, and it goes in between his two receivers. Incomplete, and turn the ball over on downs back to Iowa City West. That pretty much the same play that was just completed a moment ago. This time, the ball falls harmlessly between the back and the receiver, and the Trojans will take over at the 45-yard line. Clock down to 7:43 left. Muskies are running out of time here. Wallace out of the gun. 4 receivers set, 2 each direction, and he hands off to the big back, Morris, right up the middle for about 5 yards. And now we have another player down, and it looks like an issue with that young man's leg. So we'll take another time out here for an injury on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Ready? Sergio Becerra, the injured Muskie, walked off the field under his own power. 2nd down and 5, just inside of Muscatine territory, upcoming for the Trojans. Wallace gives off to the back, Morse. And a couple of yards. He'll be shy of a 1st down. 3rd down and 2 upcoming for West. Nice night by Devontae Morris. He had only 23 yards rushing last week. Much better tonight. Third down and 2. Defense needs to make yet another play. The give is to Rent. Rent tries to find the corner. Rent's got the 1st down, and he's down to the 42-yard line. So the Trojans move the sticks and will keep that clock running. Now down to 6:21 left in this ball game. Trips off to the left for Wallace. Wallace going to keep the ball on the ground here. Run clock and the give. Right up the gut. Picks up about 3-4 yards to Devontae Morris. 2nd and 6 now for West. The clock continues to march. Under 6 minutes left. Wallace hands off Morris. Morris, a big hole up the middle. First down, West, inside the 30. Don't forget to stay with us after the game, the Hy-Vee postgame show. We'll name our Muscatine offensive and defensive players of the game, brought to you by Bear of Muscatine. Again, 4 receivers split out, but this has a run play written all over it. Coach Hartwig just running clock right now. Now they do throw it. Pump fake, nothing there. Running for his life is Wallace. He lets it loose. The ball's bobbled. Incomplete. And that's why you run the ball, because bad things happen when you throw it. Trojans get away with that one. It does stop the clock, however. That's another reason you run the ball. 5:13 left in this fourth quarter. A much better effort tonight from the Muskies, win or lose in this game. Coach Hawkins has to be pleased with the way his team responded from last week's shutout loss. Wallace gives off to Morris. Morris up the gut, stumbles down to about the 21-yard line. And that will bring up a 3rd down now upcoming for the Trojans. And this is pretty much make or break right now for the Muskies. Down by 14. Sergio Becerra back in the game. That's good to see. He was the injured Muskie not too long ago. So he seems fine. Out of the gun. Here's the give to Rent. Rent jukes, falls forward, and has enough for a 1st down. And the Trojans will be able to run more clock. The Muscatine can do nothing of it as they have burned all their timeouts. And we're down to 4:15 left in this ball game. Again, if you're the defense right now, you got to sell out on the run. You got to believe they're going to run the ball. Man comes in motion. Here's the give to Morris. Morris up the gut. And Morris powers his way down to the 10-yard line. And now Rhett will come back into the game. Well, the Muskies are going to come up on the wrong end of this one tonight, but they got to feel much better about themselves in this ball game. This is the kind of game you can build on right now. Your backup quarterback's in there, and they fought. This defense, a much better effort tonight. Here's the give to Rent. Rent trying to find the corner. Rent turns and meets the defender. And that ends that right there, just inside the 10. So another 3rd down situation upcoming for the Trojans. And there is hope next week. Now we have an official's timeout as Todd Rent a bit slow to get up. This was a game tonight, and I'm sure if you'd ask Coach Hartwig after, he'd have nothing but praise for this Muscatine team. They came and they fought. But looks like they're going to come up on the wrong end of things tonight. But if you can get a victory out of defeat, this might be one where you do it. And some life into next week with Bettendorf coming to town. Who knows? Plenty to look forward to. Maybe you get Landon Batty back next week, maybe not. Clock is running now, under 2:40. Third down. Can you make one more play? Keep them out of the end zone. This for pride right now. Wallace takes the snap, gives off to Morris. Morris, man at the line of scrimmage, runs over to the defender, runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Devontae Morris, and that will put the icing on the cake for the Trojans. They're going to walk away with their first win of the year tonight. .217 left. Extra point upcoming. Kick is down. Snaps bobbled. Somehow they get it up and through, and it's good. And with 2:17 left, it's Iowa City West 42, Muscatine 21.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power.
You want me to touch anymore on that injured ambulance thing, or you just want me to leave it out there? Leave it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm 90% sure who it is, but I'm not 100, so I don't feel secure saying. Yep. Back here at Iowa City, Roland Glenbine, Lucia Muscatine has one more trick up their sleeve tonight. Maybe get on the board one more time here. 2:17 left on the clock. It's a 42-21 West lead. Paul Henry and Lane, the old law firm, back there to return this kick. Salem, the young freshman, will boot it away. It's a line drive kick off of a hand of a Muskie player and fielded there at about the 32-yard line by Lincoln Brookhart. And the Muskies will start off in pretty good field position. 68 yards away from adding another score. By the way, it's worth noting that Creed Burkhofer was the backup quarterback tonight, if need be, taking snaps in the pregame. And here's the handoff. Hardy, some room to the 40. He's got a lane to the 50, and he trips and falls down. Nice gain right there by Luke Hardy. And now we have a West Trojan cramping a little bit back at the 38-yard line. All right, that player is up. Will stay in the game. 1st and 10, Muskies inside of West territory. Not a bad job tonight by Sawyer Zek. There's some things he needs to clean up, but overall, the ball moved tonight, and it's moving right now up the middle. Another 9 to 10 yards by Ty Kozad. So Daniel Adams back into the game. Craye leaves, and we're down to 1:38 left. Ball at the 40. Here's the give. Kozad brought down right away at the line of scrimmage. That was a 2nd and 1. Now make it 3rd and 1. Third and 1 as we are creeping down to 1 minute left in this ball game. Here's the give. Kozad, and he's going to be short of the first down. 4th down upcoming for Muscatine. And we are in the final minute of action right now here tonight in Iowa City. Like to see Sawyer Zek maybe put it up one time. Try to connect on something. They're in the huddle taking their time. Clock's down to 28 seconds. And Zek is out of the shotgun. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Back to throw. Zek lets it fly. The ball is up and picked off and now fumbled and recovered by Iowa City West. Seth Overton, the interception, but I applaud the play call. At least you went for it. Threw the ball downfield and got some experience out of it. So Iowa City West will take a knee and end this ball game. A 42-21 victory tonight for the Trojans. But something to build on for the Muskies for sure. Hy-Vee postgame show coming your way in moments. As we tick off the final seconds, that will do it from Iowa City. The West Trojans over your Muskies tonight, 42-21. Hy-Vee postgame show comes your way next on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Obviously, got to be Kozad. Made 3 touchdowns. Defense.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road.
Sure, do it.
Hustler quality for yourself.
I know you need a phone.
Oh, it's slow.
It's all good, son. Who? Yeah, I know. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's a pretty good game.
Xander Dayton it is.
It's a lot better for games than we both predicted.
One more.
Stop in to Muscatine Lawn and Power at 2020 Stewart Road to see hustler quality for yourself.
Big thanks to our sponsors who make it possible for us to bring you Muscatine football home and away. Hy-Vee, Muscatine Power and Water, Bear of Muscatine, Muscatine Lawn and Power, River Rehab, Great River Tire, Bosch Pest Control, Waffle and Pancake House, Muscatine Symphony Orchestra and Muscatine Charities, and of course, the Burrito Factory. Well, the Muskies come up on the wrong end of things tonight, 42-21, but you can't help but feel better about the effort tonight. A much, much better game than last week's 41-0 loss. Got some points on the board tonight, and it's time to hand out some post-game awards, the Hy-Vee post-game show. Our offensive player of the game, that was the easy one. Ty Kozad, 3 touchdowns on the night, went over 100 yards rushing, had that 90-yard scamper to score the first points of the season for Muscatine. Cut the lead to 28-7. Yeah, Iowa City West led this game by 28 points. Muscatine would fight back and make it a 14-point ball game. Great effort, and just didn't give up. And that's what Coach Hawkins is really going to build on tonight, was the heart and just sticking to what got you here. You know, you keep fighting. You don't give up. Last week, maybe there was some give up. Things went bad, and the team kind of hung their heads. Quarterback got hurt. And, tonight, all of a sudden, that 90-yard run by Ty Kozad really just kind of was an injection of energy on this team, and much better effort tonight. Defense, hey, a lot of players stepped up on the defensive end. Hard to just pick one. We're going to go with Xander Dayton, though, the big guy up front. Had a big stop on a third down play, made a nice tackle. So really applause to all the defensive unit there. They came up and made some nice plays. But Xander Dayton gets our Bear Defensive Player of the Game award in this one. So the Muskies fall to 0-2. It's back home next week. And come on out and cheer these guys on. They are not far away from getting a victory. And how great would that be to get against the Bettendorf Bulldogs? Bulldogs are 0-2 after they lost tonight to Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and they got demolished 34-0. So the Bulldogs are a hurting bunch. And the Muskies, you don't know. Maybe you get Landon Batty back next week off of concussion protocol, and that would make a big difference. And hopefully no more injuries, and things look good. You come in a healthy bunch, get the home crowd behind you, and maybe knock off the Bulldogs, send them to 0-3. How would that be? Another score to tell you about real quick. Pleasant Valley did win tonight 42-0. But that is going to wrap it up for us here on the Hy-Vee post-game show. Glad you could join us tonight, as always, on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Don't forget, tell a friend. We're available on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on PCTV, MPW Cable Channel 3, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thanks again to both the Chris's for getting us through this game tonight. It was a challenge early, but everything came across, and we were able to get this game broadcast back home to you, wherever you may be watching. I'm Roland Glenbine. Final score tonight, Iowa City West wins 42-21. We'll see you next week back home against the Bulldogs. Have a great night, everybody.